Hi everybody, it's Gemma. Welcome back to Pampered Wolf and welcome to the second instalment in my collaboration with Stephanie Marie, which is so unexpected but seriously welcomed. I absolutely loved doing last week's video, and in the comments section of both videos, both mine and Stephanie's, we were getting comments like, please do an affordable version of this video. So here we are. Today, our videos are going to go live at the same time. Please make sure that once you finish watching this video, you head across to Stephanie's channel. Check that video out as well. I am really eager to see if we picked any of the same products. So myself and Stephanie have built really quite a nice friendship over the last few weeks. I would consider her a really good friend now. We talk on a regular basis. She is a genuinely kind person. So if you haven't checked out her channel already and you're wanting somebody that's really authentic, that's really honest and does great reviews of products, do head over there and check her channel out. Do consider subscribing as well and watching as many videos as you possibly can because she is a wealth of knowledge. Absolutely adore her. So on that note, if you are new here, if you've popped across from Stephanie's channel, hi, my name's Gemma. I'm a qualified esthetician and lover of anything beauty, skincare and makeup. I upload videos on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays at 8 PM London time. And I'm also on Instagram if you fancy checking me out over there. It's at Pampered Wolf, all lowercase, no spaces. I'd really appreciate it if you like this video, if you would consider clicking on that subscribe button and coming and joining the Pampered Wolf Pack. We are a really friendly bunch. They are absolutely amazing. Make sure you have clicked on that notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So let's get on with this video. All of the products that I'm going to mention in this video are already on my face, so you get a little bit of a glimpse on what they're going to look like all put together. All of these products are extremely versatile. These don't have to be my favorite products that are affordable in the entire world. These I have picked specifically because they are versatile products and they're going to expand their uses for every single eventuality. So these will be good for going to a wedding, these will be good for the school run, that sort of thing. Because if I can only pick one product out of each category and I've got to stick with that for the rest of my life, these really do have to be versatile, not only for every situation, but as my skin ages. And finding products that are suitable for not only a 65-year-old skin, but also a 41-year-old skin like I am at the moment is quite a challenge. But I have tested all of these products out on my mum, who is 67 at the moment, and they all look beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So let's get on with the first product, which is a primer. So the primer that I picked today, I've been told, is a dupe for the Tatcha Silk Canvas, and I wouldn't know. I've never tried that. We don't get Tatcha here in the UK, which is a little bit of a bugbear for me because I'm dying to get my hands on some of the products. But in the affordable category, this is an amazing primer. In fact, not only in the affordable category, this is just an amazing primer. This is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer, and it's just absolutely fantastic. It's actually quite compact in the tub, but as soon as it hits the skin, it melts into the skin. It smooths the skin, it fills the pores. It's just lovely. And I do have to be slightly careful what moisturizer I use underneath this. If I am going to be using this on a regular occasion, I do need to make sure that I've really moisturized and prepped my skin well, because this can dry my skin out the tiniest bit if I overuse it. But it's my favorite affordable primer. I've got it on today and my skin just looks flawless. And it's down to this because my skin seriously is not flawless. I really, really like it. Not only is it affordable, it's also a great primer, and I would pay a lot more for this than I actually paid for it, and I think that speaks volumes. Moving on to foundation. The foundation that I've chosen is beautiful. It's flattering on all ages. You get medium to full coverage with this, but you can sheer it out. You can also add moisturizer to this if you want a bit more of a tinted moisturizer look. It's just extremely versatile. I have it neat on my skin today, and oh, it just It's really, really beautiful. I've managed to build it up over my acne scarring, and you wouldn't know that I got any acne scarring whatsoever. It's just a beautiful foundation, and again, flattering on all ages. This is the NYX Born to Glow foundation. It comes in so many different shades. It can be mattified with a little bit of powder, but this does have a slight radiant finish to it, although it's very, very natural and very skin-like on the skin, even though it's medium to full coverage. This doesn't accentuate my pores, it doesn't accentuate my texture, and it also doesn't sit in my dryness, which is a major, major bonus for me. I love it. The shade that I have is the shade Light, and it's not spot on for my skin, but it is definitely near enough, and I can work with it. I really, really like this one. The concealer was a really easy pick for me. I needed something that was going to be full enough coverage for those days where I really looked tired and weary. I needed it to be versatile, so if I wanted to sheer it out with a little bit of moisturizer for a more natural look, I could do. I needed it to set. I do not want this sitting in any fine lines and wrinkles, but I also didn't want this to dry my under eyes out. And I have all of those in an affordable little tub. This is from Revolution, and this is the Conceal and Define Infinite. It is fantastic, and it has so many shades to choose from, all in lots of different undertones. The shade that I've gone for is C3.5, which is spot on perfect for me. Not only is this a great concealer, because this is pinky peachy in tone, this also acts as a colour corrector as well, so hides my ginormous dark circles under my eyes, which is just amazing, absolutely amazing. Another reason I really like this one, and I feel like it's very versatile for all age groups, is that you don't need to set this in place with a powder, and maybe the older my under eyes get, the less powder I'm going to want to use under my under eyes. So as long as you only apply one layer of this and apply it sparingly, it will self-set. You don't need to set this in place. If you are going to layer it up, you are going to need to use a powder or a setting spray to set this in place. But you don't need to use a powder if you apply this sparingly, which I think is another reason that I picked this one. So whilst we're talking about powder, let's talk about the setting powder that I've chosen for today's video. Now, with a setting powder, I need it to set my makeup in place, quite obviously, but I also don't want it to look like a powder on my skin. I want it to melt into the skin. I don't want my skin to look overly powdery and cakey, but I do want it to smooth everything out and airbrush everything as well. And this powder does all of those things. This is the number 7 translucent perfect light loose powder. It's so, so beautiful. It's slightly pinky in tone, so you're not going to get that yellowiness that some translucent powders can give you, and you're also not going to get a stark white either. It's really, really beautiful, and it's undetectable on the skin. This also doesn't change the colour of my concealer when I apply this over the top of a concealer, and I think that's really, really important, especially if you're applying a high coverage concealer underneath the eye area. You need something that's going to maintain the shade of your concealer. So this doesn't change the shade of my concealer at all, which, you know, bonus. Moving on to brows. Now, I spoke about this next product in my last video. This is exactly the same product that I'm going to choose. This is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. This is such a good pencil, and for exactly the same reasons that I chose it in the last video. This is accurate. It's actually quite a stiff pencil, so you get very, very accurate strokes, and because it's so sturdy and stiff, you can be a little bit more heavy-handed with this, and it's very, very forgiving. So great for beginners, great if you don't have a steady hand. And it does have a spoolie on the other end, so any mistakes that you do make can be easily blended out. The brow gel that I've chosen for this video is by the same company, it's NYX. This is the Bear With Me Brow Setter, and I really, really like this. This will set my brows, and it will hold my brows in place all day, unless I put a jumper on over my head, and then I may need to do them again. So just warning you, if you do brush your brows, This is not, you know, it's not a miracle worker. It will move in that sense, which is another reason why I really like it, because they don't make your brows look so stiff that they look unnatural. So these will hold them in place for a gust of wind. But you know, not a miracle worker. So moving on to bronzers, and once again, this bronzer is exactly the same bronzer that was in the previous video, because this is my favorite bronzer. It's the one that suits me the best. It's the one that suits every single situation. This is the Maybelline City Bronzer in the shade 200, which is medium cool. I forgot to actually say the name of this bronzer in the last video, so if you were wondering which one it was, it's the Maybelline City Bronzer, and it's unbelievable. Now, like I said in the last video, I really struggle to find bronzers that suit my complexion. I have very fair skin. I also have a neutral undertone that is very balanced between the cool and the warm. If I wear something overly warm, I end up looking like an Oompa Loompa. This is actually quite a light product, so if you are fair like me, this is absolutely fantastic, but if you're not and you've got a bit of a deeper skin tone, this will also suit you as well, because this can be built up. I haven't got anything negative to say about this product. It's smooth, it doesn't look powdery, it blends into the skin, and it's just fantastic. Moving on to blush. Now, in the last video, I chose the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush in Luminous Flush, and if you're a regular to my channel, that will not have come as any surprise to you whatsoever, because I've always been very vocal about how that is my favourite blush. However, this is very close second. It's so similar, and yet you can buy it on a budget, which I think is immense. This is by Milani, and it's upside down. Excuse me 1 second. There we go. This is by Milani, and it's their Baked Powder Blush in the shade Luminoso, which is 05. And it's the most beautiful blush. It's a lot peachier than the one that I had in the previous video, but my goodness, is it gorgeous. Absolutely beautiful. This doesn't go powdery on the skin. It gives that lovely, luminous, really youthful sheen. My mum looks glorious in this. Oh, it looks very expensive. Melts into the skin, just gives you that pow, just, oh, really youthful glow, and I love it. Really gorgeous. Moving on to highlighters, and I'm really sorry, I've picked the same highlighter as I had in the previous video because it's affordable and it's a great highlighter. This is the NYX High Glass Illuminating Powder, and illuminating is the word. It really is. This has no glitter in this whatsoever. There's just a beautiful sheen. It's just lovely, and I really like the fact that there's no glitter in this, because I'm the sort of person that I pop a little bit of highlighter on my cheek. If it's got a bit of glitter on it, you can guarantee it's all over my forehead by the end of the day, and I just look like the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz. This is not one of those products. It's just gorgeous. Just popped it on the end of my finger, and it's just a very beautiful, subtle sheen, but you can build this powder up if you do want a real pow moment on the cheekbones. I've just used it really subtly today, and I just think it's gorgeous, really beautiful. Let's talk finishing powder, because finishing powder can really finish everything off beautifully and lift the look to the next level. And the one that I've chosen today, I've chosen because you can really mattify the NYX Born to Glow down if you want to. So I wanted to give it more of a radiant sheen if I was having that day where I just thought, you know, I want to be just a little bit glowier today. The product that I've picked is actually a setting powder, but I think it's more of a finishing powder. You can set your makeup with this, but this does have a glowy sheen in here, and I much prefer to use it as a finishing powder rather than a setting powder, although it does have that dual purpose, so if you want to use it for both, you can do. This is from e.l.f. and it is the Halo Glow Setting Powder. It's lovely. Again, it's not sparkly, It's more illuminating. It's creamy in colour, but it doesn't change the overall shade of your foundation. At least it doesn't for me. Do let me know, by the way, if you found that this one does. But I just really like it. And all I do with this one is get a powder brush, like this one, and I pop a little bit on a powder brush and knock off all the excess and then really swirl this into my skin and buff it into the skin. It doesn't look powdery on the skin, it just gives that beautiful glow. As you can see on my skin today, it's just got that beautiful sheen to the surface of the skin. Looks very skin-like. And that's because of this. So we've done face, let's move on to eyes. And this was considerably difficult to pick an affordable eyeshadow palette because I have lots of favorites. But it came down to versatility because lots of my eyeshadow palettes are either all really bright colours, maybe they're all mattes or they're all shimmers, and I wanted something that would suit every single eventuality and also every single age range. And the one that I've settled on is a great eyeshadow palette and offers so many shades to choose from. You can create so many looks with this. This is the Revolution Maxi Reloaded palette and it is stunning. Most of these shades are cool tone shades, which I absolutely love, but there are several in here that are warm tones and there are some lovely golds and bronzes. There are 13 mattes and then a mixture of glitters, metallics and also pearlescent shades in there as well. And I've created more of a silvery, purpley, pinky look today, but you can definitely go warmer if you wanted to. In the last video, I didn't talk about eyeliner, so I'm going to rectify that in this video because this is probably the same liner that I would have chosen for the last video anyway because it's just amazing. It really is. It's very accurate. It's very forgiving. It's not hard to apply. It's so super friendly. This is from NYX and it is the Epic Ink Liner. Now, it doesn't usually look like this. This was a limited edition one, the gold one, and this is just lasting me forever. It's super, super black and I like that from my liners. I like quite a dramatic look. And I just really love it. It's very long lasting and it doesn't tend to bleed on me. It also doesn't tend to smudge. It stays all day. So this is definitely my pick for eyeliner. The mascara that I've chosen, again, I'm really sorry. This is the same one as the previous video. It's a great mascara. This is again from NYX and it's the On the Rise mascara. Absolutely beautiful. Makes my lashes really fluttery. It's volumizing. It's lengthening. It's just really, really beautiful, very easy to apply. The only thing this isn't is waterproof. I tend not to go for waterproof mascaras because I don't have to here in the UK, but I do wear a waterproof mascara when I go on holiday to a hot, humid country. So if you are living in a hot, humid country, this probably won't be good for you because this will transfer onto the upper lids in humidity. So that's one thing you do have to be careful of. And this is supposed to suit every single eventuality. I guess that's the only one it doesn't suit, but it's a great mascara all round. And you know, I have no life. I don't go on holiday. So for me, it should be okay. Let's go on to lip combo. Now, both myself and Stephanie decided to do a lip combo rather than just one lip product, just for versatility. So we were hitting every single eventuality. We're gonna go for lip pencil, then lip color, and then a lip finisher. The lip pencil that I've chosen today is by L'Oreal. This is in the Color Rich or Color Riche range, and it is in the shade 302, which is Bois de Rose. I've never been good at French. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong, but it is a beautiful neutral pink shade, which is very close to my natural lip color. So if I do want to define my lips a little bit, I can overline my lips slightly and not have to fill in the rest of the lip. It won't look silly. It will look very natural. The lips will just look a little bit more defined. The lip colour that I've chosen is again in a neutral pinky brown. It's the Maybelline Superstay Ink Crayon and it's in the shade Lead the Way. This is one of my favourite products. It's a matte lip, but I don't find it overly drying. It also has a little sharpener on the end so that you can sharpen the end if you want to use this as a lip liner. It's very smooth, it's very creamy, it's really easy to use. It doesn't budge, it will stay put. And it's just a lovely, lovely neutral shade. I have this one on at the moment. The lip finisher that I've chosen and wanted to be a little bit sneaky with, because I've actually chosen another lipstick. This is one that you can actually wear on its own, or you can wear over the top of something else to add a little bit more hydration. This again is from L'Oreal in the same range, the Color Riche range, and it's in the shade 642, which is a pale neutral pinky brown again, but this one looks a little bit browner on the lip, and it's super shiny, super shiny. This also looks so beautiful on its own, and it just feels far more expensive than it actually is. Lovely product. And finally, setting spray. Once again, the same setting spray that I chose before. This is by NYX and it's the Dewy Finish setting spray. It's a lovely setting spray. Just lifts your foundation again to the next level, because the Born to Glow can be quite a matte foundation if you choose to powder it. This will just melt everything in place and make everything look seamless. Not only make it last a lot longer throughout the day, but it'll also just make it look a little bit more skin-like and a little bit more glowy, and I really, really like that. So they are my picks for today's affordable, if I could only pick one from each category for life. That was hard. So that's it for this video, just a little bit of fun. I've really had loads of fun making it, so I hope you've enjoyed watching it. If you haven't clicked on that subscribe button already, I would really appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And please pop across to Stephanie's channel and take a look at her video as well. I'll put all Stephanie's socials in the description box and also put a link to her video, so it's just a click away. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.